What's going on, guys? Over here. Welcome back to my F1 2015 modded career mode, and we're back with episode number 2 at the Malaysian Grand Prix after a successful episode 1 race result at Australia. Considering the performance of our car, we did pretty well there in Australia, and we were hoping to do the same here at Malaysia. And we're here for qualifying, going through this setup. We've gone for a very, as you could probably see there with the wings, quite conservative setup, and that is because if we look at the screen right now, there's a 43% chance of rain in qualifying, 62% chance of rain in the race. So for qualifying right now, it looks like we can go out on dry tyres right now. So I think it's going to start raining halfway through the session. So I think it'll be best for us to go straight out onto these option tyres, the white wall tyre. Obviously short qualifying, as I said before in the first episode, because that's just how the mod works. It works much better with short qualifying. And we're going straight out onto the option white wall tyres here in qualifying for probably our only flying lap. I'm going to guess, I think, you know, with 42% chance of rain, pretty much when we finish this lap, I think it'll be probably starting to spit with rain. So we're up into rich mix now, going through the final corner onto this qualifying lap. So on the first episode, guys, I got a lot of feedback. I think a bit too much feedback because it started being just spam in the comments, really. But a lot of feedback about the wheel cam. I tried something new with the editing style because, you know what, it's getting a bit stale here in the community with F1 videos. They're all kind of the same. Wanted to try and do something different with the editing style. It didn't really work off. Lots of you guys didn't really like it, so we just gone with the normal wheel cam. But wheel cams are here to stay, guys. I know a few of you didn't actually want the wheel cam, but I went out and bought a GoPro specifically to do more wheel cam videos because it's something that I've always wanted to try and do more of in videos. I think it adds a new dynamic, and no one's really been doing it in this community on F1, so it's here to stay. But it's just going to be a normal wheel cam on the left hand side. I think it's kind of nice just to see what's going on with my actual wheel in real life while I'm doing the qualifying lap. But let's get back to the lap. Let's stop talking about all the editing stuff. Let's get it to the actual serious business here in qualifying. It's been an okay lap so far. I went a bit wide there, as you could see, because again, Roberto Meri is just getting in the way of me. In Australia he was getting in the way, and again here in Malaysia he's just popped up while we're doing our qualifying lap. So I don't know what is with him, but he just seems to get in the way every single time. But we went a bit wide there in sector 2, but now onto sector 3 now, and it's been an okay lap. Obviously, as I said, the rain's going to be coming down pretty much when we finish this lap, really. So I think this is going to be a pretty decent lap. I think this might get us quite a bit way up the grid, because I think the AI aren't going to be as smart enough as me to kind of realise that this is going to happen. They're probably going to try and do their flying laps maybe while it starts raining. So I think this is the best chance for us to really get up high up on the grid with this Mclaren Honda. Obviously, not the best car on the grid. As I said in Australia, this car does understeer quite a bit, especially on low fuel. So this is our best chance to really get up the grid here. Hamilton set the fast lap of the qualifying session so far. We've come in second place at the moment. We are 5/10 off just about from Hamilton. I don't think we'll be staying in second, but we are going to be quite hard. 5/10 back from Hamilton. That's very good considering the pace of the Mercedes in this new season. So that's pretty damn good. As you can see, it's very gloomy. I think it's pretty much going to be starting to rain soon. And so we're just coming on to the end of the in-lap here. Right now we're in 4th place now, so we were in 2nd, but we've gone down to 4th now as people are finally setting their times. Bottas in 3rd place. I'm going to guess Rosberg is going to be in 2nd there. Vettel at the moment behind me in 5th. Hamilton set a new fastest lap of the session, so he's going even faster at the moment. But I don't think there's going to be any point for us to go out again, because we're coming in now. It looks like Hamilton may have fueled up for 2 flying laps instead. I just fueled up for 1, and we're coming into the garage now. And I don't think there'll be any point to go out for another one, as it is getting pretty gloomy, and it is going to start raining eventually. And there's just no point, because we won't be faster on the intermediates, or if it's a damp track, if we can still go out on options, it still won't be as good as that lap that we just did. So it's going to be a kind of just sitting here in the garage waiting to see where we get. At the moment we're down to 6th now, so Bottas has overtaken us. Massa in 4th there, Vettel in 3rd, Rosberg 2nd, Hamilton right now on pole position. But yeah, just while we're waiting for qualifying to end, just thought I'd talk to you guys a little bit about what happened last episode. A lot of you guys commenting, giving some feedback about the editing and stuff like that. A lot of you asking where the practice stuff was from Ultra Mod. 2 different kind of reasons why that's not there. One is the fact that I used, if you didn't know, I used the 2014 practice sessions to do those, and obviously I can't use the same ones, as why otherwise it'll just get a bit stale hearing the exact same commentary as last season. And I can't do 2015 ones because I'm already ahead of this season in 2015. And for a second reason as well, it seems like lots of you guys who watch career mode maybe aren't as engaged as some other viewers and haven't actually watched the update video I put out, which basically updated you guys on what's going on with me in uni. At the moment, you know, end of my first year of doing an engineering course at uni, very, very busy, lots of coursework, exams are looming as well, and I just simply don't have the time to do the editing I could do in Ultra Mod. There's not going to be up to scratch as the editing in Ultra Mod, just simply do not have the time flat out to do those sort of edits. I mean, that's why the races are now going to be 50% from now on and not 100%, because I just do not have the time to do any of that right now. So I'm going to do my best and make the quality as good as I can with the time I have, but things like practice and stuff like that will have to be cut out for the rest of the season, unfortunately. But I hope you guys can accept that. I mean, I do this as a hobby. It's not something I do as a full-time thing. It's just a hobby, you know, on the side of my studies. So the studies come first. So I hope you guys understand that. But that's enough for that. Let's look at the end of the qualifying results. Hamilton is in pole position, Rosberg in second, Vettel in third. I came ahead of my teammate Fernando Alonso in sixth place. He's in seventh, so that's very, very good to see that we got ahead of him. So for the teammate challenge, that's one more to us now in qualifying here at Malaysia. But now let's head out onto the race. We've done a good job. The team are happy, got the objective in sixth place. But now let's move on to the race for the Malaysian Grand Prix. It looks like it might be a bit of a wet one. Let's get on to the race. So here we are sitting in the garage right before the race, and as you can see, we've got intermediate tyres on, so it's going to be starting off wet. We've got a 62% chance of rain, so hopefully that means the rain will subside, you know, halfway through the race, hopefully. We're going through the setup, obviously, very conservative, kind of aiming for this kind of condition, so hopefully we can do well even in the wet conditions. We're starting off with intermediates, 4 intermediate tyres scheduled, but hopefully, I'm hoping we can only use 2, and then maybe move on to the dry tyres if the weather will allow. But let's move on to the grid. We did really well in Australia to get a good result. Can we do it again in Malaysia? Let's see. Let's get on to the grid. So here we are on the grid of the Malaysian Grand Prix. The Mercedes lock out the front row. I've beaten my teammate to the grid, and we are now revving up for a very soaked Malaysian Grand Prix. Revving up to 5 red lights, and we are off, and we're going to have to go a long way to turn 1, and the wheel spin is already coming in on these intermediate tyres as we charge towards that long swooping right-hander of turn 1, and we're just trying to see where we're going to go. Alonso on the right there, looks like he's got a pretty good usual Alonso style start. We've gone right round the outside trying to see if we can maybe gain some positions on those 2 Williams cars on the right-hand side. Hamilton looks like he's lost it off pole, and it looks like Sebastian Vettel is into first place, and Rosberg is second at the moment, and Hamilton's down to third, so he's had a terrible start. I've had a pretty mediocre start myself. I'm only in 6th place, so pretty much that's where we started, didn't we? So Alonso trying to make a move down the inside. Looks like he maybe has done for 6th place. We're going to try and battle him. Alonso's already done me on the first lap here. We're going to try and go down the inside of him, and he has to yield there as he just couldn't make it stick, and we've got back up to 6th place. So we start in 6th, and now we are back in 6th by sector 2. Alonso behind us in 7th, both Williams ahead, and then Hamilton and Rosberg, and then Vettel, Sebastian Vettel, leading the Malaysian Grand Prix. Once again, he's doing really well. In Australia, he started off well in qualifying. Of course, he went a bit down in the Australian Grand Prix race. I think he finished about, what was it, like 5th or 4th. So in this race at the moment, he's leading it, so he's doing very well. But at the moment, we're chasing down Bottas there, going a little bit wide there on the apex. We're completely missing the apex there, actually. And Alonso right behind us, being chased down by a Red Bull, I believe. I think that might be a Red Bull, but we're chasing down Bottas, I believe, in the Williams car, going down really wide, though, on the second last corner. That is really not good. That is probably one of the hardest corners in Formula 1, and we've got it wrong today. And so now, unfortunately, we're down to 8th place. Sainz Jr. in the Toro Rosso there trying to come at us on the right-hand side, but we're going to fend him off there. Ricciardo now ahead of us in 7th place. Hulkenberg behind us, trying to make a move on the Toro Rosso man as we come into the last corner. But yeah, very bad there. Lost 2 positions, locking up there on the right tyre. Just going very wide. Very tricky corner as it's, you know, you're constantly trying to turn and break in a straight line. It's very easy to do, and obviously in the wet, even easier. So now we're on to lap 2, trying to chase down the Red Bull of Ricciardo. Hopefully we can try and get him. Obviously the Renault engine, not too powerful. The Honda one, also a little bit underpowered, but we'll try and get him in the corners, hopefully. It looks like he's being held up a little bit there by my teammate Alonso. So maybe he's going to do us a favour. Hopefully a teammate favours there, and he can try and hold Ricciardo up so I can get him as well. Obviously, though, he might not want to do that, Fernando, because then once I get Ricciardo, I may be able to get him as well. So he may not do that. It's going to be a bit tricky, a bit of teammate politics going on here. But we're going to try and close up on Ricciardo. Hopefully not lock up onto this second last corner as we come through, trying to just keep right behind Ricciardo's gearbox and try and line ourselves up for this next straight, because hopefully we can get in the slipstream. Slipstream really powerful on this game. Hopefully we can try and close up on him on towards lap 3, but we're chasing down. Can't really see him. We're seeing his rain light. It looks like he's actually going to try and make a move on our teammate Alonso. Alonso goes defensive on the inside. Ricciardo going to try and go right around the outside of Alonso. It looks like Alonso is being held up an absolute treat there on the apex. It looks like both of them going very slowly. Can we try and close up on both of them? Maybe do a double overtake going to the first corner of lap 3. Green flag, so there's been some sort of incident, but Alonso getting very close to him, going on the left hand side of him, round the outside of him, trying to go around the outside of Ricciardo, going 3-way here. I believe Ricciardo and Alonso are both still on the inside. Alonso's dropped back a little bit. We've gone down the inside of Ricciardo now, and that was a breathtaking move. And oh no, we lost the rear though. Ricciardo's going to come back at us. The action is not ended there, and Ricciardo has re-overtaken us, so we've got into 7th place there. Went 3 wide with our teammate and Ricciardo into the first turn. We managed to get both of them, but then we lost the rear on the exit of turn 1, and Ricciardo's got us back for 7th place. So now our task is to try and re-overtake the Red Bull man, coming onto at the end of lap 4, onto lap 5, and we've got really close to Ricciardo. Looks like he broke very, very early there, nearly chucked it into the rear end of him. That could have been very nasty, so we locked up there a little bit and went wide, the hairpin, but hopefully we can try and close up on him onto lap 5, as I said, into the first corner. We're getting the slipstream, beautiful slipstream here, really gaining on him, up into 8th gear maybe by the end of it, and we just go down the inside, dive down the inside, hit the apex, and we're really hugging the apex right now, leaving Ricciardo room on the outside, but we've got him for 6th place, actually, not 7th, for 6th place, and Ricciardo is down to 7th, and looks like that was Perez behind him, so I think maybe Alonso's dropped back even more. Look at the mini-map, that orange dot that's just gone away now, just gone away. You can see that orange dot has gone away, so Alonso's dropped back even more so than what was 8th place. But now the tyres are really going off here on lap 8. We're down to lean mix at the moment. We're in 3rd at the moment, as you can see as well. That's because some people have made their pit stops, including Vettel, who is in 4th behind us. He was leading the race. He's still probably leading the race, but it's just because he's made the pit stop already. So now we're into the pits now for a second set of intermediate tyres, and hopefully, I'm hoping this will be the only other set of intermediate tyres we have to use. Hopefully, we'll have to see how it goes into the pits now. Hopefully, it can be a good pit stop. But Vettel at the moment, I think, is leading the race, which is pretty damn crazy considering Mercedes' pace. So I think it's Vettel. I believe then Rosberg is in 2nd and Hamilton in 3rd. But we'll have to have a look at an update on that as we get later on into the race at the moment. But the pit crew did a good job. Another set of intermediate green wall tyres, and I'm hoping, as I said, that is the last set we have to use. You know, 62% chance of rain. That suggests that maybe the rain will stop coming down around halfway through the race. So hopefully, if we can stretch these tyres long enough, we can see this through to the next pit stop, which will hopefully be a dry pit stop. Right now in 6th place, Master's in 5th by quite some way. So really, we're just got to get our head down and try and push as hard as we can to try and catch Massa. And hopefully, he's held up by his teammate, who was ahead of him, I believe. And now we've got onto lap 18. I must tell you that we actually have made a second pit stop for a 3rd set of intermediate tyres already. We made that pit stop 2 laps ago, just didn't show it to you. We're in 5th place at the moment. Perez is in 6th. I believe we're in 5th because someone has already made another pit stop for another set of intermediates. I'm not too sure why, but right now Rosberg is setting fast up the Grand Prix, so he may be battling for the lead at the moment. We're in 5th at the moment, and we're going to come in for a set of option tyres, as you've just seen. It has stopped raining, as you can see. We've got no more raindrops on our screen, and I'm going to go for it. It's a bit of a risk, but I'm going to go for it. I'm going to make the pit stop already for the prime tyre. We're going to see how this works. It may be a bit of a gamble, but it may pay off. We're down to lean mix at the moment. Into the pit box now for what will be the white option tyres. And yeah, this is a big gamble. It's still pretty damp out there, but we could make a gain position on Bottas if this works out. I'm not too sure where Massa's gone. Maybe Massa had some altercation, because obviously we were in 6th and now we're magically in 5th. So I don't actually know where that position's come from. So maybe I think Massa may have had some sort of issue here. But we've come out of the pits now, right behind Kimi Raikkonen, and I believe that's Sergio Perez, and they're still on the intermediate tyres. Remember, Perez was right behind me before he even came into the pits, so we had a really healthy lead on Perez even before we came into the pits. We come out right behind him, and the Iceman Kimi Raikkonen, the other Ferrari, battling him, and it looks like it's a little bit too damp for the dry tyres right now. But as we come into the 3rd sector of that lap, it's the same lap, lap 19, now we're closing up on Raikkonen, and now the track is starting to dry away here, especially in the 3rd sector. It's definitely dry enough for these option tyres, sorry, not primes, and we're closing up on Raikkonen, hopefully get him in the slipstream coming onto the last corner. And looks like Perez also going very slowly, getting some spray now from the rear end of Raikkonen. We got right round the outside of Raikkonen, and look at that, we've gone right round the outside of Perez. So look at the traction we've got now on the option tyres. It is definitely time for the option tyres, guys. Look at the amount of traction we got on Perez. Went right round the outside of that last corner. Not something you really see really in F1 around that last corner. Malaysia gone a bit wide into the first corner, trying to defend from Perez as he came back from us, as he got some good traction off the last corner. But it's definitely time for the option tyres. We cut on to lap 22 now. We set the fast lap of the Grand Prix, and who is this coming out? It may be Bottas, and yes it is. We're into 4th place now in the Malaysian Grand Prix. Bottas has come onto the option tyres finally now, after 3 laps of us being on them since lap 19. We set the fast lap of the Grand Prix. We are really going for it at the moment. Hamilton is the next car up ahead, but I think it will be too much to get him. But we've done a really great job to stay in 4th place so far, but we're on the last lap of the Grand Prix now, guys, and I say staying because Bottas is right behind us. You can see the tyres are really worn. We've locked up on the right tyre though, gone really wide. Bottas has got us there for 4th place, and we're going to now have to chase down Bottas. We've got one final corner to try and regain 4th place. We've done so well to keep this 4th place to the last lap, but the tyres were just so warm. But we're going to make the diving move down the inside of the last corner. Can we do it? We bang tyres with Bottas. We're going to push him wide a little bit, and we're going to come through on the last lap of the Grand Prix, the last corner for 4th place in the Malaysian Grand Prix. Just about got Bottas there. Oh, that was so close there. The tyres were completely off, especially the rear tyres. And once again, that second last corner causing us some issues. But we just managed to get Bottas back for 4th place. Nico Rosberg has won the Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton in 2nd. Vettel down to 3rd. So once again, Vettel gets a really good start. Starts the Grand Prix off great, and then he falters at the end, and he comes home in another just 3rd place of the podium. But the same 3 podium runners for 2 races in a row. I've come in 4th, so just off the podium, but the gap was too large today. But that was a great job. Alonso all the way in 13th place. So what has happened to him? I do not know, but Perez retired there as well. And you got the likes of Felipe Nasr getting quite close to the points in 12th place. Grosjean doing well to get near the points in 11th. And Hulkenberg rounding out the points in 10th place. Massa and Ericsson, I've just seen that. Ericsson in 8th in the Sauber. Very good job from Ericsson there in the Sauber. Done great job to get 8th place there. But we've come home in 4th. That's the only thing that matters. And right now, we're 5th in the Driver Championship at the moment. There's quite a gap already to number 1, Nico Rosberg, at the moment on 50 points. But this McLaren will be getting better over the season, guys. So I have faith that we can slowly come back towards these leaders and hopefully try and challenge again and try and defend our World Championship title that we got in Season 2. But if you guys did enjoy that episode, then do leave a like, comment below on what you thought. Subscribe if you're new around here for more weekly F1 content. As I said at the beginning of the video, I've got a lot of uni work at the moment and preparing for exams. So the video is going to be a bit slow over the next 2 months, but I'm going to be trying my best to at least do weekly videos with the career mode and a few other series. But I hope you guys enjoyed that episode once more. Give it a like if you did. In the constructors at the moment, McLaren in 4th place, so that's pretty solid, but there's a sizable gap from 3rd to 4th there from McLaren to Ferrari, so quite a gap to try and plug. But again, if you did enjoy that, give it a like, comment below on what you thought. Subscribe new around here for weekly F1. I've been aarava. Hope you enjoy the rest of the day, and we'll see you guys next time.